Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here. We are getting set here for the final race of the regular season here in Season 2 of the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series. At the end of the day, once the checker flags waves, we will be knowing the 16 warriors that will battle in a 10-race, 4-segment chase for the championship. And it's going to be a wild one here today. So many different scenarios coming into today's race. Right now in the top 30, we have 17 different race winners. And they are going to be fighting for 16 spots. But we could throw some ashes on the fire with maybe another first-time winner going to victory lane here today. The defending winner of this race, Cody Lamas, has yet to go to victory lane this season. He's rolling off from 4th. The car that he won this race in 1 year ago is starting alongside him in 3rd with rookie Marty Johnson behind the wheels. So there still is a chance that we could end up having as many as 2 former winners this season inside the top 30 in points, still not making the chase. Now, the battle that's going to be going on here on track basically is like this. Charles Sanford, Zachary Fitzwater, Benjamin Miles, and Chris Dodd are basically all but locked into the chase for the championship, but it's kind of up in the air from the rest of it. Kyle Matthews, James Richardson, Leon Alvarez, Brandon Gonzalez, those guys are in a good position as far as points are concerned, so the likelihood of them not making the chase is slim to none. But here's where the danger zone comes in. Dylan Poteet and Zach Flickinger right now come into this race separated by 10 points. Flickinger right now would have the final 16th transfer spot into the chase for the championship. Poteet would be 10 points out. Poteet today has to finish 11 spots ahead of Flickinger in order to be in the chase for the championship. Flickinger just needs to finish ahead of Dylan Poteet. We'll cover the Joshua Circuli situation in a minute. Let's go down first and get the command to fire the engines up here at M&Ms.
Drivers, start your engine!
There's the command to fire them up. Kyle Keith on his first pole of the season alongside of rookie Daniel Olson making his 2nd start of the year. Now, as far as Joshua Circuli is concerned, Circuli is in a kind of go for bust, go for broke kind of situation. He needs to finish 2 positions ahead of Daniel Voiles. After his top 5 finish last week, oh, wait a minute, oh, Olson is going to catch up, okay. I thought maybe something happened with Daniel Olson on start here. He is, right now, 32nd. Make that 30. No, he is 32nd in the point standings, is Circuli. 1 point behind Daniel Voiles, who is 31st. So he's got to finish at least 1 spot ahead of Daniel Voiles. But the driver he's trying to chase down is 30th in the point standings, Tim Walsh, who right now is 41 points ahead. So there's one of 2 ways that Circuli could get into the top 30 in points today. He needs for Tim Walsh to DNF in dead last and finish 2nd or higher, or he needs Tim Walsh to finish no better than 40th and win the race. That is the only 2 ways that Joshua Circuli can make his way into the chase for the championship. 2-time winner this season. And it's his last-ditch hope. He at least is mathematically eligible to get into the top 30 in points, but it's going to be quite a long shot for that 47 car. Other drivers at this point that are going to probably be all but locked into the chase include Jessica Shelton. You can throw Anthony McCrory into that mix. Speaking of McCrory, looks like he's coming to pit road. So something amiss there on the 61 car. Not sure what it is, but we're about ready to go here. Kyle Keith and Daniel Olson. The regular season finale of Season 2 of the Hersheys Cup Series is green. And already they're starting to spread out into 3 and 4 wide formation. Whenever they go into 1 there, that's when the frames drop, and now it'll sort itself out. Here comes William Brock in the 15. Look for his 2nd win of the year. He's in a good spot to make the chase. Now, as far as Zach Flickinger is concerned, his hope is that we have a repeat winner today. He does not want to see another first-time winner because then that puts him possibly outside of the top 16 drivers in the chase. As Tripontakio Vernio, his debut race in the Hersheys Cup Series, trouble in the back, JT Bryant spins in the middle of the field. Caution will come out here immediately at the completion of lap number 1. JT Bryant, two-time winner last season. He was, I believe, in the chase for the championship last year as well, and doesn't look like it's going to be the case this year. And Vernio, in his very first start, he's going to lead the first lap that he's ever run in a main event race. But let's see who got involved in this wreck. Looks like McCrory got himself situated and continued on. Grayson Acavito's involved. More cars smoking. There's JT Bryant, Joseph Srigley, Daniel Voiles involved. And that's one of the drivers that Joshua Sekuli need to make his way by. Manuel Hartnett's got some damage. Oh, and Sekuli was involved. Left side damage on the Scott number 47 Chevrolet. Right side damage on Zachary Fitzwater, two-time winner this season. Alvarez, I think, has got some front-end damage. Daniel Olson, outside pole sitter, he's got left side damage. Carson Scott is also coming to pit road. So, couple of questions may have all been answered right there in whether Sekuli's going to make the chase for the championship or not. Some damage on the 47. I don't know if that's going to affect him speed-wise, but Trapantacchio Vernio leads us under our first caution immediately coming out here. A wreck in turn 4 on the very first lap. Take an in-depth look of what happened. Well, it starts with JT Bryant, but I'm not all that certain it ends with JT Bryant. We'll see. Here's the contact. Both Bryant and Fitzwater kind of leaning on each other. Sends him up the track into Carson Scott, who had absolutely nowhere to go. And then everybody tries to avoid Chris Dodd, our winner from the past 2 weeks. He got a little bit of damage there on the right front. As everybody dives to the inside to avoid, there's Daniel Olson, nowhere to go. Hartnett's going to get hit in the passenger side door by Fitzwater. There's Sekuli, down into the inside wall. Ryan Madden, I think, got a slight piece of it. There's another couple cars down the inside wall there. That's Voiles and Acavito. There's Srigley in the 05. Two of his drivers, including himself, involved in this one. Hartnett and Sekuli spinning there on the front straightaway, and I think everybody's able to avoid at that point. Zach Flickinger able to get through this. That's got some huge implications there, and boy, hard shot there for Acavito getting into Hartnett, and then I think if you watch the top of your screen, I think then he's going to get clobbered by the car that started it all, JT Bryant, right there. Wow, that's a pretty hard shot, too. Rear tires coming off the ground for the 66 Dodge Dart. Now, Acavito, I think, is in a pretty good situation that regardless of his finish today, he'll be in the chase as well. Former winner this season back at South Boston, but doesn't look like he's going to be finishing today's race. So that's what puts us under the caution. That may have taken Joshua Sekuli out of contention for getting in the chase. So now it looks like our main focus is going to be between Dylan Poteet and Zach Flickinger for potentially that final transfer spot into the chase for the championship. Let's go back live for the restart. Well, we already have drivers behind the wall in the garage area, and it wasn't even lap 1 that was completed. Those drivers will include Joseph Srigley, Emmanuel Hartnett, Grayson Acavito, and JT Bryant. So, out of the 3, I think it's 3, maybe it was only 2 of the Srigley Motorsports cars that made this race. Yes, it was only 2. Both of them out of the race. Acavito, we'll have to see where this situates him as far as where he'll be as far as his seat in the chase. Joshua Sekuli was able to continue. He's still on the lead lap. Whether he's up to speed or not, we will soon find out. As far as the battle between Dylan Poteet and Zach Flickinger goes, Flickinger is 29th. For Poteet to take away the 16th spot in the chase right now, he would have to be running 19th, and Poteet is currently situated in 15th place. So right now, Dylan Poteet would take the 16th spot. Flickinger right now would mathematically be eliminated. Keep in mind, these two, the battle that's going on amongst them, Could be absolutely for naught, though, if we have another first-time winner go to victory lane today that is inside the top 30 in the point standings. If Tripontakio Vernio won, that would not be a threat to either of those drivers since he is not inside the top 30 in the points. He's not even actually in the points right now because he hasn't made a start yet this season until this point. But he's about to lead them down to the first restart of the day, his first restart. Green flag back out here on lap 6 of 26 at M&Ms. Boy, going down here on the restarts into turn 1, the frames just drop. I don't know why. It's always on the restarts. Starts and restarts at this track into turn 1 using the TV1 camera. I don't know if maybe switching to a different TV camera would work and make a difference or not. Here comes Brandon Gonzalez. Won earlier on this season at Texas Motor Speedway. He'd like to join the likes of Benjamin Miles and Chris Dodd, Zachary Fitzwater as a two-time winner this season and have himself a nice starting spot once the chase begins. Right now, Charles Sanford would have the number 1 seed with his 3 wins. And then it would be Fitzwater, Miles, and Dodd who will each have 2 victories apiece. Let's look at the potential drivers that don't have a win that are up here at the front, that are inside the top 30 in points. Closest one would be Kat Tellier, right now in the 3rd position. Then you got Cody Lamas, right now taking 5th place away from Elijah Gordon. Sean Galligan is currently scored in 10th, but I believe he's running a little bit better than that. And then Trent Dunham, right now he's got Dylan Pote going to his inside. Dunham also has not won yet this season, as not John Arndt. Tim Walsh, we mentioned that he comes into this race 30th in the point stand. Oh, trouble, contact! They saved it! And Trent Dunham's coming to pit road. I don't think he came to pit road on purpose. I think he got forced down there after there was some contact between Kyle Matthews, and I'm not really sure who the other car was. Somehow they saved it, but oh my goodness. I don't know who it was Matthews made contact with, but man, that was close. Vernio continues to show the way. What if he could win his very first Hersheys Cup Series race in his very first start? I believe the only driver this entire season and last season that was able to do that was all the way back at the Season 1 Daytona 500 when everybody was making their first start and Ryan Acosta took the checkered flag. Trent Dunham coming back off pit road, and he is now going to fall a lap down to the leaders. Now he's got to hope that this thing goes into a long green flag run so that way he'll be able to cycle back on the lead lap. I do not think that that was a regularly scheduled stop by the one car. I think he got turned down pit road by somebody, and as a consequence, just had to come down and make the most of it, make a pit stop. Vernio looking in his rearview mirror. He's got Brandon Gonzalez breathing down his neck. Gonzalez came into this race as the overall points leader after taking the points lead away from Kyle Matthews last week at Kentucky. Kat Tellier riding right there in 3rd place. Not a whole lot of battling going on up here at the front. The fun is going on back here from about 7th place on back. Johnny Gardner, Kyle Keith, Sean Galligan. Got Benjamin Miles, Poteet, Arndt, Kyle Matthews. This is where the fun's happening. Everybody else up there at the front's just doing that boring single-file freight train racing. Here comes Galligan, who's obviously trying to get redemption for last week after he just barely missed out on his first trip of the season to victory lane. And he will move now up into position number 7. Cody Lamas is starting to fight his way towards the front, the defending winner of this race. He's now up into 5th place. He got by Elijah Gordon, and it looks like Brandon Gonzalez now has some thoughts about the lead. Kat Tellier right there with him. That's going to allow to give some forward push on the 23 if he can get a run on Tripontakio Vernio. In this top 5, 2 rookies, Tellier and Vernio. Then you've got 2 former winners, veterans this season. Gonzalez there in 2nd, Brock in the 4th position, and then Cody Lamas, the defending race winner a year ago, now going to go for the 4th position off of William Brock, completes the pass. So the 78 car seems to be the only one up here in the top 6 that's even trying to make moves. Maybe he's the only car that can make moves. Who knows? Now, last season, Cody Lamas, the win that he got was in the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing. As the battle's on for the lead, here comes Brandon Gonzalez. So you got to think a lot of the information that he had with Joe Gibbs Racing last year at this track has rolled over here this year. And Vernio will at least lead this lap, but Gonzalez is still there to the inside. No, has to tuck back in line, and here comes Tellier. No, here comes Cody Lamas again. He's now going to go for 3rd. Like, Cody Lamas seems to be the guy that's being able to make the moves all by himself. That could be the strongest car on track right now. And now he's got a drafting buddy, William Brock. Brock, though, gets a nice run down the back straightaway. He may think about 3 wide here into 3. He's there. William Brock trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And he completes the pass and clears the 78. So move Brock from 5th up to 3rd in a matter of 2 turns. But still, it's Brandon Gonzalez pushing Tripantacchio Vernio. Let's find out where Dylan Poteet and Zach Flickinger are running right now. Poteet solidly running. Last time by was in the 11th position. He needs for Flickinger to be running in 22nd or worse. Let's see where the 01 is. There he is. He's right now running in 27th. So right now, Flickinger would be out of the chase hunt. He needs to pick up about 6-7 more spots. He's now trying to use the outside line. He gets around Michael Norman, so move him up to 26th. Got Cole Baker just ahead. Anthony McCrory, that was a lucky caution that came out for him when he had to come to pit road. He's now up to the 25th position there. Levi McIntyre, that's another driver that I didn't mention that is all but locked into the chase for the championship with his win at Las Vegas. Oh, whoa, whoa! Dallas McIntosh, the wheels smoking on that car as he went into turn 1. I thought the car actually snapped out from underneath him and he was going to spin. There's Chris Dodd, right now scored 21st place. He's locked into the chase, 10th in the point standings. There's no way he's dropping out of the top 30 in the standings now. Jake Baskinger, another driver that I believe is going to have himself locked in the chase. Right now, solid run in 17th. Jessica Shelton, 14th place is where she's running. She's all but locked into the chase, as is her teammate Kyle Matthews, right now scored in 13th. Back up towards the front of the field, Elijah Gordon. That's a battle for 4th place. The battle's on for 2nd. Cody Lamas has worked his way up to the runner-up spot, just ahead of Kat Tellier. Brandon Gonzalez, who was in 2nd, has dropped now all the way back to 6th. Cody Lamas is a man on a mission. He wants to win. He is right now the highest running of the non-winners in the point standings. If he goes to victory lane, he will be eliminating both Zach Flickinger and Dylan Poteet from the chase. And we got a car up ahead here. Oh, that's Leon Alvarez, who apparently got a piece of the first wreck. He's right now scored 36th, and he is the last car, or no, make that the first car 1 lap down. He's going to hold up Elijah Gordon and Brandon Gonzalez and company. Top 3 have broken away. When we hit the stripe, there will be 9 laps to go here today. You got Vernio looking for his first win in his first start. Cody Lamas looking for a win to get into the chase. Kat Tellier trying to look for her first win of her career. Who wants it more? And with what we've seen Cody Lamas be able to do by himself with making moves for position, if I'm Tripantacchio Vernio, I'm feeling very nervous right now and looking in my rearview mirror more than I am out the windshield. For Dylan Poteet, his best friend right now is Tripantacchio Vernio, who, interestingly enough, is actually in a satellite team off of Tweenix Racing. So theoretically, those two kind of are teammates. So I'm certain that there's been some team communications over the radio letting Tripentacu Vernio know, if you let that 78 by you, then the 31 car is more than likely not going to make the chase. So Vernio, what does he do? Does he battle to try and keep the lead to take his first win, or does he try and take out the 78 out of contention so that way his teammate makes the chase? Which is the more important here? That's a lot for a young rookie in his first start in Hersheys Cup Series competition to have to think about, all while showing the way here. At the line, we've got 6 laps to go. Nope, strike that. 7 laps to go. Vernio leads. Cody Lamas, I have a feeling Cody's just kind of playing with Vernio like a cat with a ball of string, just waiting for his moment. Kind of using the intimidation factor like, hey rookie, I'm here. Question is though, when does Cody make the move? And then you got Cat Tellier back there in third, who's saying, hey, you two start racing and maybe I'll drive by the both of you. Meanwhile, as this goes on, let's jump back and see where Poteet and Flickinger are in relation to each other. Right now, Poteet has moved up. He's in the 10th position. Flickinger needs to be running in 20th or better. Where is the 01? There he is. He's 23rd. He's getting close. Got to pass a couple more cars, and then he'll be taking the 16th spot in the chase away from Poteet. Got some racing going on up ahead of him. Maybe he can capitalize on that situation. McIntosh and McIntyre and McCrory. A lot of Max and Mix. Cole Baker there, the rookie points leader. So move back up towards the front again. There's a battle going on here between Joshua Michaels and Sean Galligan. That was for, I believe, the 7th position. And Galligan's going to take it back. Miles up to 6th. Gonzalez back in 5th. 4th place for Gordon. This is the second start he's made in the last, I think it's 4-5 weeks. And in those 2 starts, he's been in the top 5. He finished, I believe it was 3rd back at Salem. And right now running 4th here today at M&Ms. Cat Tellier there in 3rd, and then your top 2, Vernio and Lamas. Lamas running a slightly higher line out of the corner. Maybe trying to get a little bit of extra runoff speed to get a run down into turn 1 on the 53. But he's only got about 4 more laps to work with. Cody Lamas, if he's going to make his move, he'll have to make it soon. No pressure from behind, about maybe 5 car lengths back to the 35 of Cat Tellier, so he doesn't have to make the move just yet. And I thought I heard Slower Machines. Yes, I did. That's Fitzwater, Sekuli, and Daniel Olson, the outside pole sitter. They could get reeled in before this race is over, and they could play a factor in this race. Also want to notice what the gap is now between the 44-25. It was 1.2. It's still about 1.2. Okay, so it's staying status quo. I wondered if maybe 4th on back was reeling in these top 3, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Right now, Vernio still out in front. Lamas right there. 2.5 laps to go. That slower traffic is slowly getting reeled in. Will it be encountered before the checkered flag comes out? That's the big question. Boy, Cody Lamas right there within striking distance. Every single time by, the distance remains the same. The gap, though, closed up for the 44 of Gordon and the 25 of Miles. We could have a couple more contenders up here, at least trying to go for 3rd place. They're reeling in the 35 of Cat Tellier. Vernio into 3. Lamas going to follow him. Let's see if Lamas tries a different line again. He's searching for some place to get a run. There he goes, jumping just a little bit higher out of 4. And I can hear those engines up ahead. White flag is displayed for Tripantakio. Cody Lamas there in second. Can he make a move on this final lap to get the win and a chase spot? Will Vernio be able to hold him off? His Poteet, his teammate, is running in ninth. Where's those slower cars? Oh, they're going to catch them, possibly. It's going to be close. Vernio got 2 more corners to go. He's got the defending winner of this race on his back bumper. Here we go. Through 3 and 4, can Lamas make a charge? He tries the higher line off turn 4 again. It will not be enough. In his first career start, Tripantakio Vernio will go to victory lane at M&Ms Superspeedway. Dylan Poteet will finish in 8th, and he will get the final transfer spot into the chase for the championship. Flickinger will come up just short. What a day for Tweenix Racing. Satellite team of the 53 comes away with the victory in only his first start in Hersheys Cup Series competition. And Dylan Poteet, who came into this race eliminated mathematically from the championship picture, was able to finish good enough to get himself into the final transfer position into the chase for this season's Hersheys Cup Series championship. So we now know who our 16 drivers will be. Charles Sanford will have the number 1 seed. He will be followed by the 2-time winners, Benjamin Miles, Zachary Fitzwater, and Chris Dodd. And then the 1-time winners that will join those 4 in the chase for the championship will include Brandon Gonzalez, Dylan Poteet, Kyle Matthews, William Brock, Jake Baskinger, Jessica Shelton, Anthony McCrory, Levi McIntyre, James Richardson, and as we go further down, the final 3 drivers will be Carson Scott, Leon Alvarez, and Grayson Acavito. That's what I believe is going to be the case due to where the different drivers came into this race in the point standings. Poteet finished the day out in 8th. Flickinger needed to finish in 18th or better. He finished in the 24th position. So by 6 positions, Zach Flickinger, despite his win at Yas Marina Circuit, will not be in this season's chase for the championship. So, the stage is set. The 16 drivers are confirmed. We now know who will be battling in the 4-segment chase for the championship. Only 1 driver will head in as the leader, Charles Sanford. The question is, though, when we get to the final 4 at the season finale, who will those final 4 be? Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's race from M&Ms, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to become a part of the crew today. The chase begins. Tripantakio Vernio wins in his very first career Hersheys Cup Series start. And we now are ready to go to war. And 1 driver will win the battle and be named champion of the Hersheys Cup Series. Will Anthony McCrory be able to capture his 2nd straight Hersheys Cup Series championship? There are 15 other drivers that want to say no to that possibility. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. Here comes your rookie points, overall points, and your chase points heading into next week as the chase begins here in the Hersheys Cup Series.